Hello, my name is Star and I'm a senior software engineer at Replicated. In this video, I'm going to cover Replicated's new custom metrics feature and how custom metrics can be used to measure various aspects of your customers' instances, as well as how to configure and send custom metrics for your applications. Custom metrics are useful because they can be used by product teams to understand product usage and feature adoption. They can also be used by sales and customer success teams to identify growth or churn risks, or by engineering teams and support teams to be more informed about their customers' environments and scaling needs. To view custom metrics, you can either view them natively through the vendor portal or export them via our customers and instances CSV export to your preferred external monitoring system. So let me show that real quick. So if you're in the vendor portal and looking at an instance on the instance details page, you can find your custom metrics here. And if you expand any of these panels, you can also find historical custom metrics data for any numerical instance custom metric. And on the customers page here, where you download the CSV, is where you will find your custom metrics as well. Going back to our docs page, you can send any key value pairs with your custom metrics. So it can be, we have number of projects or weekly active users here, but you can kind of run wild with your imagination. It can be any numerical, string, or Boolean value. And you can send as many as you'd like here. I'm about to jump into the demo soon, but just as a prerequisite for the demo, you must have the Replicated SDK running in your cluster, at least this version or later. And then next I will jump into the demo. All right, I am back and I have a fresh instance up and running. You can see I don't have any custom metrics configured or set up for this instance yet, and you can find a handy link to the docs if you're wanting to set this up and have another reference. But you can see if I go to my release, I do have the SDK here. And as I mentioned before, that is required in order to be able to send custom metrics. And so now I am going to go over to a terminal, and I have a payload here that I would like to send. You can see I have some numerical data about some potential feature adoption or posts created for my WordPress app, and so on. And then I have just a little bash script here to send this information to the SDK in my cluster. You can also, though, embed this in your application. We have some, like a Node.js example here, and you can see how you would kind of declare that fetch request and just some of the different more simple examples of things that you could send for custom metrics. But to go back, I am going to send this. All right, it was successful. And now if I wait here for just a moment, I'm actually going to pause and then come back. All right, I am back, and I just realized I was looking at an older instance, so this is actually the correct instance. But you can see now the custom metrics have populated here. And so I've only sent one payload, so if I try to open these, there's only one data point. But if you have some historical data for those, you can kind of see here, you'll kind of have a different line chart with steps to tell you how that's changed over time. Let's see, and I can scroll through these. You will see if you try to open this, there's no graph data available for non-numeric metric types, and same for this. But you can easily look through these. You can also search, maybe I just want to find my Slack custom metrics, and so on. You can also change this. You can toggle this full screen and then also change the rows per page. Maybe I want to view all of them. Maybe I only want to view 5. And then going back to the customers page, so you can see now if I download my instances CSV, and then 1 second, let me open this up. All right, I'm back, and I've just imported that CSV into a Google Sheet just for ease of use. So now you can see I have my 2 instances here. And if I scroll to the end, I can get my custom metrics here. And so then you can, export these and use them in any external systems that you'd like. And that is basically all there is to it. Again, there's like some examples of how you can actually use this in code. And also just to call out, I did have to set up a port forward since I sent this request not inside of my cluster. I sent it from outside. But if you were just putting this in your application, you could just hit the replicated 3000 endpoint. This is provided to you by the SDK that's in your cluster. So that is everything. Again, check out the blog post and our documentation if you'd like some additional information. Also to call out some limitations. Right now, we do not do any merging of payloads. So for example, like we have here, say you send num projects and active users. If on the next request you send active users and a new metric, but not num projects will be dropped from your custom metrics payload. Let's see, yes, it's discarded as it says here. And so then this will just be what you have as far as your custom metrics. And you will have historical data still for active users since you sent it in both payloads. You can also only send JSON scalar values. Any arrays or nested objects won't be valid for custom metrics. And also, this is just a small caveat about how it's displayed in Vendor Portal. You can't customize how the names are displayed. Oh, let me go back. Here, we just convert whatever you send into title cased. Yeah, that is everything. We hope you love this feature, and if you have any feedback or find any bugs, please feel free to send us a request in the vendor portal. Thank you.